Okay, so it looks like we fixed our technical difficulties. Please let me know if you guys can actually like hear me talking okay, because that was another problem that it had been having, was with the microphone. So we're here again. Let's go ahead and get in our cozy corners. I've got a different outfit on today. We've got the tank top because my air conditioning is broken, so I can't be in my super cozy pajamas, but that's all right. We're gonna make it work. So we've got lots of fun things to talk about today. I'm gonna have planning about an hour and a half from my stream. Over there, oh, my finger is here. Over here is Chris in the background, my husband. So he's just kind of chilling and working on some stuff. He'll probably pop in at some point. Even if just like I'm walking past kind of thing. So let me go ahead and get our pattern pulled up. 1 second. There we go. We are gonna work on a narwhal for a friend of mine who's having a baby. She's probably gonna wind up having them about this week with the way things are going. So that's super exciting, and we want to work on her little narwhal. Here's what I've got so far. We're working on the body right now. We are on 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Okay. So we're just gonna kind of be here. I had to change how my setup is. Because we moved my desk from the bedroom to the living room. And because I'm now going to be in a more center-focused portion of the house, I did want to go ahead and kind of change up my content a little bit. I have so many things that I like to do and I enjoy to do and I have to do, especially as a mom of a very rambunctious toddler, and then we have our second coming here in August. So we're probably going to start featuring some of that on the channel as well. Today we recorded the very first Get Ready With Me for a live stream. And I think that turned out really well, and it was going to be a lot of fun, so I can't wait for you guys to see that. You get to kind of get a closer look at how the makeup turned out and all that kind of stuff, because I do wear makeup for my streams and for some of my videos. I also want to try starting doing some nesting with me content. I find myself spending so much time deep cleaning the apartment, and multiple times. And I just think it would be nice, like a nice place where we can all just kind of go and kind of enjoy that space together. I'm not sure if anybody else finds that kind of content relaxing, but I love watching like the come declutter with me, and I'm going through all of my makeup and getting rid of all the expired makeup, and all of that stuff is just so much fun to watch. And it's great like content if you're crocheting and you just need something to like throw on in the background. It's great for that because I don't need to like pay super close attention to whatever it is that they're getting rid of. So I think it would be perfect for that. So we decided to try. I want to try doing some of that. I've got plans for that coming up. Let's see. We've also got a couple of markets coming in June. So I might try and get some footage from some of those markets. My hair's a little wild and crazy. We've been having lots and lots of issues with the air conditioning, and it's just can't keep it up. Can't keep up with the frizz. Can't like bear to put it down. So for now, it's just up in a little one of these crab claw looking things. I've been seeing on, I want to say it's Instagram and Etsy, like that people make custom crab claws for your hair, and I kind of want one. I haven't decided yet like there are so many that I want that I'm just like, oh well, I'm gonna wait until there's like one that I cannot live without and get with that one. But I want one. So definitely pop down into the comments below and tell me what's been kind of going on with you guys. Like, anything fun planned, anything that you're doing. I'm just gonna be kind of here. I also am planning on doing an update for the website soon, so I can finish uploading pictures and that kind of stuff. I might try and even record that so you guys can kind of get a behind the scenes on what that process actually looks like. I think it could be a lot of fun. I don't use any of like the fancy editing softwares. Like, I don't have Photoshop or InDesign or anything like that to edit the photos. It's just entirely me being there with a camera. So that could be a lot of fun, I think. Let me go ahead, and I actually realized I forgot to share the link to our stream. So give me 1 second while I do that. 1 second. There we go. That should fix the, I forgot to tell everybody that the technical issues were fixed. Something apparently happened while I was moving my desk, and all of my webcam settings got reset, and my stream settings got reset. So we went to go live today and had no webcam. So I kind of had to step away and get that fixed. But it should be fixed now. And I am so excited that we're all here. Let me see. 2, 3, 4, 5. This little narwhal is coming out so freaking cute. I cannot wait for her to see it. Her nursery is, I think she said nautical themed, ocean themed, something like that. So it'll fit perfect. And then I want to try and make a matching blanket using like similar colors. I think it would just be way too freaking cute. Let's see, and then we'll go around. See? Here's how our little narwhal friend is looking. And then I'll also be adding a horn and all that good stuff. It's gonna be absolutely perfect and adorable. So it has definitely been a long couple of days. I've been working a lot of overtime the last couple weeks and days. But that's okay. It's always kind of nice to just kind of take a minute and step away from it all. We've got Father's Day coming up soon. Does anybody in the chat have plans for Father's Day? I know I work like actual Father's Day, but I'm still trying to plan a little surprise for my husband. He's being reluctant to assist me in planning. And then I was going to do something with my dad like the Saturday before, probably. Yeah, that's true. You'll be watching your grandson. So it'll be a lot of fun. I know that that day is the Ferg's market again, so hopefully we'll get some sales reports and fun little things like that for you guys like we did last time. I'm also planning, my birthday's coming up here next week. So I have some fun content for that planned. I was thinking about maybe going to Ulta because I am out of foundation. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to like maybe record. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a haul like I did last time where I just showed you guys after we were done in the store, or if I want to try and record in the store. Because some places get a little bit weird with that. But I'm definitely looking forward to making some of the getting ready for baby content. Now that the desk is out of the room, we get to deep clean the room and build the crib. And my husband is supposed to be building the crib, but I already told him that like the deep cleaning and the putting I have these the display boxes is what they're called, the storage boxes. I know I used to use them for market displays, but I retired them and decided instead to use them as clothing storage for Melody, the new baby. So I want to build that on camera and just kind of do like a fun little deep dive. I think by the time everything's said and done, it's probably going to be an extremely long video. So let me know if you guys prefer long videos or if you prefer like a long recording broken down into several parts, and then I can like upload them in 30-minute segments, because otherwise this video is probably going to be like over an hour long, probably closer to 2. So definitely let me know about that. Make sure not to forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. Also make sure that you're subscribed, because YouTube sometimes unsubscribes people and they don't realize it. So make sure you're subscribed. This narwhal has a little knot at the end of its tail, and we are almost at the knot part, and I'm so excited. Perfect. So here we have our little narwhal update. So this is our little narwhal body. Let me pull him back a little bit. I'm going to be making the tail now, so it just kind of looks like a very long cylinder, and then I tie it together, and after that we just have fins, a horn, and little arms to make, and it's going to be great. So let me just pull up a little counter so I can see what I'm doing for that, and let's get started. These particular patterns, let's see, this one is by Bit of Whimsy. It always like makes me so impressed that they can still, nope, so this one, the blanket is actually its belly. So the entire body stays unstuffed, and it becomes like similar to a blanket. Here, there we go. So that's it flattened out so you can see. it always amazes me with the writers for these, because they use like a lot of half double crochets, which is similar. You see that a lot. I see that a lot more in like blanket patterns than I do traditional amigurumi. And it's always so interesting to me, like how it makes all the difference in the feel of the stuffed animal, and the size, because I mean, these are actually not a lot of rounds in comparison to like how big the snuggler is. And then I'm having you guys zoomed in because with the new setup, there's kind of a lot more going on in the background, like it's a lot busier of a background. And it's also a lot of times a lot messier of a background than I usually do. So I thought might as well just zoom in, and there is no like, oh, zooming in by 1.5 times. This camera doesn't do that. So it just does the 2-point zoom, or the 2 times zoom. So I'm sorry if it feels like I'm all up in your face today, because I kind of am. It is another hot one here in Florida right now. It is 90 degrees outside, it looks like. And sometimes it does not make sense why it is as hot as it is. It just really doesn't. So we're just kind of cruising along here. I did, for all of you guys who are just joining, we're going to be having a YouTube video coming up here soon. I'm probably going to try and edit it either tonight or tomorrow. That has a behind the scenes look. It's a getting ready with me video. So there'll be some fun little chatting going on, and you'll be able to watch me getting ready for the live stream and everything. And I thought it was a really fun video to make, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Anybody doing anything interesting? Working on any crafts? Relaxing? What's everybody up to? It's always like after you get into round probably 5 of doing these little tubes where it's only 7 or 10 or 6 stitches, however many you're doing, that it always gets so much harder to work in the round. But sometimes you really just can't beat the results. Kind of like the dragon tails. Like, I have to do this all the time with my dragon tails for sometimes 30 plus rounds for these dragon tails. And it's just like, there's no other way to make tails, because tails are incredible. So we've got a little update on our snuggler friend. Where am I? Here, this is going to be the little knot at the end. Which you'll be seeing here soon, because we've got about 4 more rounds to go, and then I can tie it off into a knot. my trick with keeping count is always, I have a little calculator on the other side that as I finish my rows, I just do +1, +1, +1 forever and ever, until I get to however many I need. And it's always worked for me for the most part. The part that becomes challenging is if I go to shut off my computer, my calculator doesn't save. So I sometimes lose count of how many rounds I've already done. But for something like this, it's just probably fine. It's probably fine. So. It has definitely been a very long couple of days. On the plus side, I have enough leftovers that I can just do leftovers for dinner tonight. And all my moms out there know, like, leftovers is the ultimate win. It's just like, what's that? The family and I can have a home-cooked meal, and I don't have to actually cook. Like, say less. Just say less. I love leftovers, to the point that my leftovers have turned into an obsession with meal prepping. And I have no idea how to, like, cook in normal portion sizes anymore, which is kind of interesting because all of my, right now it's just my husband, son, and I, so there's 3 of us, and I would be hard pressed to find a recipe that serves less than 8 in my collection, because I just love leftovers so much. I'm like, if you're gonna cook, you might as well meal prep. Which sometimes is slightly psychotic, but it's great for days like today where it's hot and the air conditioning isn't really working and I don't need to cook. I can just put whatever is in my fridge in the microwave, and I don't need to make, you know, multiple meals. Like, I already have the multiple meals, so if my son doesn't want what I want to eat, that's totally fine. If my husband wants to eat something different, he can do that too, and I don't need to make the multiple meals. They're already. It's just like, pick something from the fridge. How about you guys? What's your thought on leftovers versus meal prepping? Because yes, there is a difference. Any thoughts on that one? So now we're just tying our knot. Okay, here is the finished narwhal body, complete with the knot at the base. I left a long string because I'm going to need it for sewing, but now we get to work on the fins and tail. Let me see. So it looks like we'll be working on our tail first and then our fins. Okay. So this one we're also going to be embroidering eyes because it's going to be for a baby. If any of you are new to baby snugglers, embroidered eyes are technically the only ones that are considered actually baby safe. You can try using, like, I've seen people who have used safety eyes in snugglers. It's not like impossible or anything, but you have to go through a lot of extra work to secure them and everything and make them baby safe. So I usually just stick with embroidery if I'm doing anything for kids, young kids, babies. I do make sure, I mean, I have used safety eyes before, not in the infant snugglers, but like in stuff for smaller people, for little kids. And I usually use tight stitches and sinker eyes, if any of you need tips for making them. For me personally, my test is always when you're done securing the eyes, if you can grab the eye, like the safety eye by itself, and lift up the plushie with it, and you can actually watch the stitches around the sinker eye pull, that usually means it's secured and they can't get it out. But you have to be really confident on that pull, because especially if you do it like at the end of a stuffed animal and the eye pops out, you're just doomed. You're doomed. But that's a test I personally do for all of mine if I'm doing safety eyes and I know it's going to somebody like, I don't know, 3-4 years old. Let me see here. So I don't know if anybody has been following the Nerdy Hooker on Instagram, but she just came out with a Gudra pattern for her Patreons, which I am one of, and I am so obsessed with it. I want to make it so bad. I was looking through my stash and I think I don't have nearly enough purple. But I might try and make it work anyway because I'm stubborn and it's adorable. And I could always maybe do like a shiny Gudra or something. I don't know. But the Pokemon ones are just so fun. I do have a lot of conventions and stuff like that planned for later this year. And I was thinking like I should probably start getting started on some of my convention prep, so like the Pokemon and the Mario peoples and all the anime kind of crowd stuff, because a lot of it takes a long time to make, but on the plus side it's usually a really good seller, so there is that. So what's everybody up to? Which, don't mind me if I get a little bit quiet. You guys know me. I'm just counting. You've always got to keep your count. Here's what we have so far for our first little fin. We've got like 2 more rounds to go. And then we'll be done with the first one. As I'm getting things ready for these next couple markets and working on stuff to update the website, I'm going to be working on a lot more of the sitting baby dragons. So if any of you have been trying to get the sitting baby dragons, I know that they're basically sold out right now, but I'm going to be having some more coming up soon. We're just kind of rocking and rolling. Below you're going to find all of the links to all of the things. So if you're wanting to check out the website and maybe adopt a plushie, if you're wanting to go and become a member of my exclusive Patreon, the Patreons, they do get access to all of my crochet patterns for free. It's included in the pricing. And they also get access to a Google spreadsheet that has all of my favorite patterns for market prepping and where to find them. Both free and paid. I have links to all of them. And then plus you guys will be getting an extra live stream every week. So there is that, as well as access to an exclusive Discord. We have finished our first little fin. If I recall correctly, for my top tier patrons, I also usually give them a free plushie every single month. So every month you'll be entered into like a hat. You know, all the names go into a hat, and then I pick a name, and that name gets a plushie. So definitely check out that if you guys are interested. We don't have any members yet, but that's the whole point of building a community. You have to start from zero at some point. If you're liking this video, definitely make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons. It does help quite a bit. You can also, these videos do go up on my channel once they're finished. So you can also go ahead and share them with like your friends and stuff like that if you want, and they can watch it later. I just have so many fun like little ideas for this channel right now, especially now that I kind of really want to open it up to like a spot where friends can come and unwind and do the things. I'd like to try doing like some reaction video content and decluttering and cooking and cleaning and makeup and shopping, and just kind of having it like a good place where you can go to just kind of unplug for a little while. And this will of course be in addition to the crocheting content, which is still going to be hopefully the primary focus of everything. But this way it should kind of help avoid the really long hiatuses when I don't have a lot of time to craft, because I do get that way sometimes. So definitely let me know in particular if there's anything you guys ever want to see me work on or do. The chat is being awfully quiet today. I thought this would be a good time to stream since it's kind of later in the afternoon. But maybe not as many people are kind of up and about yet. We're just gonna get this going. I always keep saying, especially with how cute like a lot of the baby stuff is, that I'm going to do some of it for the conventions and stuff, not conventions, markets, that I would market prep baby items. And I never get around to doing it. In part because I feel like baby items are so custom. I think I'm not entirely sure that they'd sell well because like color schemes and like nursery themes and everything else, I feel like it's just kind of better off as a like a custom order kind of item so the moms or dads can customize it. But sometimes I wonder because they're just so fun to make. But I also haven't had a chance, I don't know if you guys remember me working on that Triceratops pattern. I haven't had a chance to start very much of it yet, so you guys, I still want to work on that while on streams at some point. But you guys haven't missed anything yet because I haven't started. I've got so much right now in my to be done pile still that I just haven't gotten to it. There we go. Okay. Now we are at 2 fins. So we'll be sewing those together here soon. And then we can start working we can start working on the arms.
You done? Are you still recording?
Bear with me 1 second. Okay. I think the trickiest part is like some of these really want you to use a magic ring. And if you've been watching my crochet videos for very long, you know I don't usually use a magic ring. It sounds like Sebastian just woke up, my son.
Someone's awake.
Yeah, so you'll probably be seeing him here in a couple minutes because he loves to come and see what we're working on.
Stop.
And this is one of the reasons why I decided to pivot my content to be a little bit more lifestyle. Because with me working out here, like I can't exactly hide like the background noise or anything like that.
No,
stop. Especially when he wakes up grumpy from a nap, it's just gonna happen.
No. Are you thirsty? You want some water? No.
But that's okay. We'll try to keep going at least for a little
Can I
bit.
have snuggles? Do we get change your diaper?
No.
No. Here's your water. Okay. You want a popsicle?
Yeah.
Come here. Come.
We'll have to see if his somewhat good mood holds. It sounds like hubby is bribing him with popsicles though, so we'll probably be okay for a little while. Okay. So we're just gonna keep going on this round.
We found.
Yeah. Psst, I'm gonna turn on the TV or no?
A picture.
Yeah, what? Can we turn on this tablet instead? It's a little bit quieter. Okay, just turn on the TV and just don't have it super loud.
Sorry?
But don't have it super loud. Why?
Can it wait?
Tell him that.
Okay, you guys might be getting blasted with cartoons. We're gonna have to see how today goes. We might have to wrap up early
Like
for
5
cartoons.
minutes. If he starts doing a toddler break, tell him how much juice.
But we'll see how the small overlord feels. You can't see him because he's sitting directly behind my chair. But he's back there eating a popsicle. Let me see. We've got some. We're almost done with the first arm. Okay. Here's our little arm. So that's the first one. We'll go ahead and make a second. Yeah, it is. He definitely wakes up from his naps more cranky than anything else. Especially because it's so hot in the apartment right now. But he seems to be doing okay now that he's got his popsicle, so we'll see.
Daddy, come on.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Alright. So, today is Thursday. How many people are excited for Friday? Do you have anything fun planned for this weekend? Okay, I guess not. We have a very shy audience today. That's okay though. We are almost done with the last arm, and then we get to get sewing. So we're just kind of going right now. We were able to get his tablet turned on, so I think we're safe from copyrighted cartoons. Because the way the new situation, the new setup is the TV is literally right there, and it's also got the big speakers and stuff attached to it. But we seem to be doing okay. Okay. So that makes our second little fin. We're just gonna sew these onto the body, and then I'm gonna take a quick break while I go get the yellow to make the horn. So. Let me see what we've got. So it looks like we're going to be attaching this to the bottom of the knots that we made in our little friend here.
Oh.
I've been really enjoying, I really do love sewing for patterns and stuff like that. It takes so much extra time, but I feel like it's just got so much extra details that as much as, you know, no and low sew patterns are great, you just can't get the same level of detail in a no sew pattern as you can just a sewing one. Which is totally fine, because it's definitely one of those, like, they make up for where the other's missing kind of thing. Because you can't finish a sewing pattern in the same amount of time you could finish a no sew one. Which we're almost done.
Now, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's go.
And I always just want to make sure that I secure my ends really, really well.
Down. Down. Ah. Daddy.
What's up, baby? What's up?
Popsicle.
Well, we don't have any more popsicles. You're all gone.
So here's it with
I'm
the
sorry,
little
baby.
bottom tail.
We ate them all. But watch Bluey, though. Okay?
Nana.
We don't have any bananas either, though. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Are you so hungry? Do you want snackies?
No, no.
Do you want goldfish?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, you want goldfish. Yes, goldfish. Okay.
Okay, use it in terms of top.
Let's get some goldfish. Yeah. You don't want any goldfish? Goldfish. You said you wanted goldfish.
Yes, he does definitely want his snacks. He must have woken up. He always wakes up kind of hungry, but like not I want food hungry, more I just want to eat my body weight and goldfish hungry. Um,
No, goldfish from out of here, buddy.
but he's kind of been a picky eater lately, so I haven't been mad at it. Like if goldfish is what gets something in his belly.
Goldfish?
Because it's so hot, don't be surprised to see him in a diaper. We've had to dress him down to diaper just about every afternoon for the most part.
No. This is scared.
Okay, so we're almost done. So, I can't believe next week I'm already turning 27. It seems like it's just been going by so fast. I'm gonna have to come up with like a special video or something. Ooh, maybe I'll crochet. They make these, Crochet Grove has these little birthday themed cows. And it's got like a candle and frosting. Maybe I'll make one of those for my birthday. They're so freaking cute. And I've been wanting my own little cow. Alright, so with that, we are done with the body, with the arms and the lower fins. So it's looking kind of like this. And then here in just a minute, I'll go ahead and be right back while I go grab the yellow yarn for the horn and the worsted weight to do the embroidery. So I'll be back. Okay, we are back and I have the yellow yarn for the horn. So let me go ahead and get that done. I wasn't able to find the worsted weight yarn that I normally use for embroidery, so I'm probably just gonna have to use the chenille yarn. I try not to use it, especially for embroidery because it sheds a little bit, but we'll see if we can make it work. Okay. Just like, literally I was on camera. I know it didn't actually grow legs and run away. And yet somehow I've managed to lose another stitch marker. Make it make sense. I swear, I don't know what little magic creature likes to come and take my stitch markers every time I'm not actively with one in my hand. But he needs to calm down because he's taking a lot of them. Hopefully the lighting and you guys can hear me okay and all of that good stuff. If we ever get the window fixed or the air conditioning fixed, I can open up the blinds and then it'll be much nicer lighting for you guys. So I have thrilled you all with the tale of my leftovers. So what are you all doing for dinner tonight? Anybody have any ideas yet? That's fair. We're doing something kind of similar and just doing like random leftovers. I am so excited to get this finished. Bear with me here 1 second. There we go. And it's so much harder like on these little horns to kind of work with them because they always, like this one wants you to work only in the back loops and they're so tricky to grab because they're in such, well, you can see it's a very like confined space, so it's hard to get just the one loop, but we shall persevere. There we go. So I have been obsessed with Dreamlight Valley lately, the Disney Dreamlight Valley game. I have so much fun with it. I'm kind of a late to the party. I only just started playing it recently, but every time I get a spare minute that I'm not like actively doing something, I wind up working on it. I will say the currency with Scrooge McDuck though is definitely broken. Like, I don't see why I needed to provide him 4 garnets, 3 garnets for a fire extinguisher that doesn't even like extinguish. It's like a rusted, old, expired fire extinguisher. Like, I get he's the only storekeeper in the game, but I'm pretty sure he's taking advantage of the fact that he's the only one I can buy these things from. Okay, so our horn is finished and stuffed. So it looks like that. And now we get to attach it to our whale. I feel like my eyebrows are so weird. They are always lopsided, and it always looks like one of them is up. I don't do it on purpose. That's just how they naturally want to live their life, I guess. I've even tried like holding them in place with like brow gels and things like that, which I make mention in the behind the scenes get ready with me video that I'll be uploading here soon. And I feel like it doesn't help. Instead, one just kind of gets stuck like in the up position. And I don't even like really pluck them very often, so I don't really know how it really got like that. But we're here now. Okay. All right. So we now have our horn attached. Yes, baby. Hi. He hasn't decided what he needs yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and embroider the eyes, and then we will be good to go.
I'll be down.
So he's just kind of back there having fun. We are almost done with these eyes. Luckily the chenille yarn is coming out okay for them.
Daddy, it's Johnny.
Almost. He's almost there. 1 second. Okay. And we are ready for the final reveal. And we have a narwhal.
Once again, it's done. Oh, no. It's not.
So I hope everybody liked working with me today to work on this narwhal and get it all finished for my friend. I'm gonna be delivering it to her here soon. We were originally gonna try and work on some other projects, but it's been about an hour and 12 minutes. Yeah, the chat's a little delayed. So we'll probably go ahead and sign off here, and I'll be seeing you guys with that behind the scenes video I keep mentioning here soon, so make sure to keep an eye on the channel for that. And of course for the stream, for our next stream, which I haven't decided if it's going to be the next week or the week after that. But I have to go ahead and get started on dinner and all that good stuff. So again, here's our little narwhal friend with his little flat squishy tummy. I have to get used to like my spatial awareness because my camera's in a different spot now. But I think he came out cute. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for popping in and hanging out. I hope you got to relax and unwind. And we'll be seeing you next time. Bye.